Hey guys, welcome back. Grab a cup of coffee and let's chat. This coffee chat is going to be all about our weekend that we just had in Nashville. We just went to Nashville this past weekend for cheer competition. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that and how that trip went, because I had some really high expectations and I was a little disappointed. So I'm going to tell you guys about that. And then we're going to talk about the goals that I set at the beginning of the year, the ones that I have kept and the ones that I haven't kept, and the goals that I intend to work on as we go along. So let's start with competition weekend. So we had competition, cheer competition. My daughter Hannah, who's 10, she does competitive cheer and she loves it. And we had a cheerleading competition this weekend, and it was in Nashville, Tennessee. I had never been to Nashville. I'd only ever been through Nashville. And so we were really looking forward to that as a family, to like get to go and see things and all of that. Y'all, can we talk about the parking? Can we talk about the parking? So expensive. You could not park in a parking spot anywhere without paying money. At least $5 to $10 was like the minimum. And of course, we did not park in a minimum parking spot. We ended up in the bougie parking garage, which was great. It was a blessing and a curse. So the first day that we were there, well, let's roll back to our trip there. So we were driving up, and there was we had to stop a few more times than we planned, and there was construction and all the things. And so we seen that we were going to be late to our check-in. So we called the hotel that we had booked and told them, we're going to be late. They were like, that's fine. That's no big deal. We'll see you when you get here, whenever you get here. Well, about 45 minutes later, we get a phone call from our hotel, and they're like, whoopsie daisy, we accidentally overbooked your room, so we don't have a room for you. And we were like, what? And the guy was like, yeah, we accidentally overbooked your room, so would it be okay if we put you guys in 2 different rooms? To which my husband said, no, absolutely not. My children are too young for that. Which, Josh and I could have split up and stayed in 2 different rooms, but he didn't want to, and I really didn't want to either. I don't like staying by myself. And so then they were like, okay, well, we'll just put you in a 1-bed king room. So all 4 of us slept in 1 bed the first night. Okay? So we get there the first night. The next day, that's Friday night. The next day is Saturday. We get up and get ready to go to the competition, which was massive. It was a massive event. It really was fun to see all of the other talented gyms that are not in this area, because there was some really good competition there. It was really cool to see. And we go to the competition. The girls compete. They do pretty good. Hannah, I'm really proud of the way that she competed in general, but she has grown so much over this season. But the girls compete and they did pretty good, and then we're done for the day. Well, all of the girls on the cheer team had been talking to Hannah about going to the mall and about how it was so awesome and yada yada. And so I was like, you know what? Let's take Hannah and go to the mall. Y'all, we ended up in the bougiest mall I have ever seen in my life. There were brands in that mall, stores, huge, massive stores that I had literally never seen before in my life. We're talking, when we pulled up to it, I was like, wow, this is a nice mall. And yeah, it was real nice. I was so blown away. It was definitely not an outlet, and I'm cheap, y'all. I am cheap. When it comes to my kids, I will spend money all day long. But when it comes to purchasing things for myself, I'm cheap. I'm real cheap. And so we were, we were like, well, we'll just like walk around and stretch our legs. And y'all, this mall had escalators. It was multiple levels, 3 levels to be exact. We only went on 2. The only thing we purchased was macaroons, and that was because Hannah had never had them. Mind you, there was no price on them anywhere, and so we went ahead and got them. Y'all, that box literally was like, it was like half of my notebook, like probably right here. This is the box, that we had the macaroons in. $50. And the girls didn't even like them. Didn't like them. Hannah ate, she literally took a bite out of every one in the box and was like, yeah, I don't really like these. I could have died, but I didn't. I lived. And so anyways, so we did the bougie mall thing, and my best friend Alicia, she was also in Nashville, and I texted her and I said, oh my gosh, have you been to the mall? And she was like, no, why? And I was like, it's like super bougie. And she was like, what? And so her and her family also went and checked out said bougie mall, and she also was like, wow. And it blew my mind how I will insert clips of what the mall looked like in the video toward the end, because it blew my mind so that I found myself taking little short snippety videos of that mall just because it was beautiful but outrageous. And the people, we had on, Hannah had on her cheer uniform stuff, and me and Josh and Jana, we all had on clothes that you were prepared to sit in the stadium all day in, which was more comfortable clothes. We didn't look like hobos by any means, but we weren't dressed to the Ritz. Josh and I both felt very underdressed to be in that mall. It was way bougie. And so we did that, and then we had dinner that night for my first time at the Cheesecake Factory. That was so good. It definitely was not what I expected. First off, I thought it was just gonna be cheesecake for a long time until one of my other friends told me that it was actually a restaurant. And then when we told our girls that we were gonna eat there, they were both like, we don't want to eat just cheesecake. And so, but I did have cheesecake and it was phenomenal, but the food was so, so good. So we ate the Cheesecake Factory, headed back to our hotel to kind of relax and chill. And I don't know if I've mentioned this yet or not, but I am not I'm a fair driver. No one has ever died with me, but I don't like to drive in big cities. And I really think that I should blame this on my sister and on my best friend Alicia, because they never let me drive anywhere. Both of them never let me drive. They're always like, oh no, I'm driving. Neither one of them have ever died when I was driving, but they won't let me drive. So they never let me drive, and so I'm not comfortable driving in a large city, especially one that I don't know. And Sunday morning, when we woke up to get ready to go to the competition for the next day, mind you, we were also packing up to go home that day because we were gonna go home after awards were over. Josh gets sick. Typically, I'm an overpacker. I'm a major prepper when it comes to going places. I like to know that everything's gonna be taken care of and that I'm not gonna have to be scrounging around at the last minute. I didn't this time because I thought, you know what? We always take all of this extra stuff and it never gets used. Well, guess what? Josh got sick. He literally could not even sit up in the bed. Like, he was so sick with either a stomach virus or food poisoning. We're kind of leaning more toward food poisoning because he was sick longer than a virus normally would last. And so I had to drive myself and the girls to the place where we were competing at. And we did good. I got us there just fine. But after we got there, so like we competed at a certain time, and then our rewards were not going to be until like 7:45 that night. And so we had a really large gap in between, but because I was the one that was driving and I had both girls in an unfamiliar city, in an unfamiliar state, I didn't want to go anywhere else. So we stayed at that arena all day. We had pretzels for lunch and popcorn for dinner and water, and we just stayed. Girls competed well. They did so good. After the girls competed, we obviously were waiting, and we had some other teams that were competing as well, and one of the teams my best friend's daughter is on, and thankfully they showed up, and so I no longer felt, scared to be there by myself. Because even though I know other people, I'm kind of a loner. And so, and that's my own fault. So my best friend and her husband and their kids showed up, and they took care of us, thank the Lord. But Jana had been asleep in my lap. Now, this arena that we competed in, it had like stadium seats that went up like this, and then you were like looking down, kind of like you would in a college basketball gym. And we're talking millions of stairs. Millions and bajillions of stairs. And Jana had fallen asleep in my lap, and I was holding her. Well, she slept for a good long while, and then about 45 minutes before we were going to go down to watch my best friend's daughter perform in the VIP area, I decided that I would take the girls down early and let them like stretch their legs and that kind of thing. Let Jana run off some energy, go to the bathroom, all the things. We were down there. We did that. We waited. Alicia came. We went to get in the VIP area. We stood in there for about 10 minutes, and she said, I'm going to go get a place up front so I can make sure and have a good place to see Cadence, which is her daughter. And I was like, oh, good. And she said, and then I said, I will wait right here until it's closer to time. And she was like, okay. And I just so happened at that moment to put my hand in my pocket for no good reason other than the Lord was trying to help me, and realize that somewhere in that dark, full of stairs arena, I had lost the only car key we had. A moment of silence for me. The only one, you guys. Oh, in an unfamiliar place, in an unfamiliar state, in an unfamiliar city, all by myself. So I hurried over to Alicia and I said, I need the girls to hang with you while I go back and look for my car key, because I had to find it right away. And I take my phone and my little flashlight and I go back through and I look, and you guys, that key had fallen out of my pocket in the seat that I had been sitting in. It had fallen underneath that seat. So that key had probably been laying there with me vacant from that seat for probably an hour and a half. I'm so lucky that someone didn't pick that key up, that someone didn't kick that key away and I never would have seen it again, that someone else wouldn't have thought it was their key and taken it home with them. I'm so lucky. Anyways, so I didn't get to stand in the VIP area to watch a sister compete. I had to stand at the top, which I could still see, but I'm not a very good videoer from the top because I get sidetracked, and then the next thing you know, I'm videoing the ceiling. And I really wanted to video her so that they could have a better view, you know, from up high, because we're always down there in the front. So 2 thumbs down for that. 2 thumbs down for that. And then some good things did come out. For Hannah, I'm not really going to talk about like the gym in total, but we did pretty good. Hannah's team, they got 4th place, but they competed against some really stiff competition. I was really impressed with how they've grown and how they did, you know, because most of the girls on Hannah's squad, including Hannah, they're new to this, and so it's all new. And it's scary competing in front of hundreds of people, but at the end of the competition, they have awards ceremony, and then the awards ceremony, you guys, they have a dance party, and it's so cute to watch. But when you have been there all day long, from 10 o'clock in the morning until now, it is 8 o'clock at night, you don't want to have a dance party. You want to go home. But they had a dance party, and after Hannah's competition, when their awards were going on, they had a private concert by this up-and-coming country music artist. She was really, really good. And Hannah said she was really nice, and Hannah actually was in a place on the mat where that girl gave her a high five, and so she thought that was really cool. So that was basically our time in Nashville. We did end up having to stay an extra night, because when we got back to the hotel, which I went ahead and booked it for an extra night that morning because Josh could not even go to the competition. And so I just was like, well, I can't just like leave him in the car all day. And so I went ahead and booked it for an extra night so that he could stay in the hotel all day, and then if he was better, we could go home, but he wasn't, so we had to go home the next day. But that was basically our time in Nashville. We always enjoy being together, but Nashville, I'll probably never see you again. Unless we go back to compete there again some other time, then I might, but that's probably not a place I'd hang out. I don't know. I missed the hype. I don't know where the hype was. I wanted to see some of it. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the goals that I set at the beginning of the year, what I've kept and what I've not kept. What I've kept: make my own bread. I have not purchased sliced bread all year. I make my own bread, and it is good. I make it and I freeze it, and we defrost it, and we eat it. It's so good, so simple, so good and simple and easy and yummy. I don't buy bread anymore. The next thing that I'm gonna start making for myself and no longer buying is biscuits. I already know how to make homemade biscuits, but I haven't ever made any and like flash froze them and then prep them for the freezer, flash froze them and stored them. But I'm gonna do that next. So that's coming in my goals. Things I'm still working on. Remember how I said I was gonna try harder to be more intentional with my wardrobe, put a little bit more in, try not to look like so much of a hobo all the time? I'm cheap. I'm cheap, y'all. It is hard. It is hard to find clothing that is affordable and cute and comfortable. I'm not good at it. I'm just not good at it. If you guys have somebody, like if you follow somebody on Instagram, or you subscribe to somebody on YouTube that you follow for fashion that is affordable and comfortable and like of the mom mind, y'all don't be coming to me with the crop tops. That is the one thing. Hannah wanted me to buy at the competition a crop top, a cropped sweater for me. I thought she wanted it for herself, so I bought it for her as like a surprise. And then when I gave it to her when we got home, she said, I thought you bought that for you. I said, Sissy, I don't wear crop tops. She was like, oh, but it'd be so cute on you. Y'all don't come at me. Don't come for me, okay? I can't be wearing a crop top. I'm too old. Other things that I'm working on are my food choices. From January till now, it has just been a free-for-all with food. Like, not making healthy choices, just eating whatever, whenever, however, because that's all I had time for. So I am, hopefully though, spring and summer will bring on our garden time, and we actually do plant a garden and all that, and I'm actually going to start prepping for that in the next couple weeks because it's finally getting warm here in Arkansas. Finally getting warm. And so when the produce starts coming in, that will help a lot with my food choices because we'll have fresh food. One more thing that I'm still working on is my skincare. Something's happening. Something's happening right here. I'm getting some wrinkles. Y'all see that? When I do like this. I guess I walk around like this all the time because I'm concentrating hard. And then I was telling Alicia, and then when I try to fix this, then I make these wrinkles right here. And so I've recently started, I'm investing in better skincare, trying to be more consistent with that, using a retinol cream thing, trying to make that better. The one goal that I set so far that is a no for me, that I have not kept, that I am just done with. I've given it a shot and it's just not happening. Journaling. I ain't got time for it. It stresses me out to even think about it at the end of the day. Like, to sit down and recap my day or whatever, I ain't got time for that. I bought a little journal that because I thought maybe it was the amount of space that I was giving myself. No, that has not worked for me. If it works for you, that is awesome. But it is too much for my mind. I just can't do it. I want to get behind it so bad. I really, really, really want to be able to journal because, I don't know, I've just always wanted to journal, but it's just too much for me. I can't fit it into my day. It doesn't make me feel relaxed. It feels like more work to me, and so it's a no for me for this year. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not even going to try with it anymore. Okay, let's see what's left. I'm checking out my notes, you guys. Look, I got a bunch of notes. What's left? Let's see. Oh, okay. What's to come? If you've been following along, you've seen that I redid my coffee bar, and that was one of the things that I wanted to get done this year. So I redid that. I already got that one checked off. The next 3 places that I'm going to be working the hardest on to declutter, organize, and deep clean are my laundry room, which I've already started on that. I can't wait to tell you guys about that in just a second. My laundry room, my master bathroom, and my dressers. These bad boys, they need cleaned out bad. I'm gonna clean these out, and I found a place in our area that takes donations, that they will take our things, and they actually there's actually a program that helps, give them to other people, which I didn't know we had something like that in my area, so I'm super excited about that. Master bathroom, it's gonna get a complete and total deep clean, declutter, organize, all the things. My laundry room. Okay, so I have started a little project in my laundry room, and it's just an accent wall. It's the wall behind my washer and dryer. It's so cute. It's turning out so cute. So before we went to Tennessee, I had my husband take down a shelf in there, and then I went through and did this sponge painting technique, which was really cute, but I did not have the right choice of paint color. And so I thought about it the whole time we were in Nashville during all my downtime. And when I came back, I decided that I was gonna take that paint color that I had bought for using in the laundry room and mix it with just a touch of the green color that I painted my coffee bar. If you haven't seen that, you need to go check that out. I'll link that video below. It turned out so super cute. So when I get in there and we actually start putting everything back together, I will video that and show you guys what it looks like. And I'll show you before and after, of course, also. March is a super, super, super busy month for us and our family. We have a ton of birthdays. My nephew, my dad, my husband, my grandpa, and me are all within a week of each other. My husband starts it off and then I finish it off. Josh is exactly 6 years and 1 week to the day older than I am. And so all of our birthdays span right there in between, from his birthday to my birthday. And it's me, Josh, my dad, my grandpa, and my nephew. We're all in there together. And then I have a special trip planned. I'm not going to tell you guys much about that right now. I may video some of it and post it later after I do it. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. I may actually just do nothing on that trip. I really don't know. But that's what I have going on right now. And I am going to be doing a giveaway probably around my birthday or on my birthday. You'll be able to enter into the giveaway that I'm going to give. There'll be more information about that in the future. So I appreciate you guys coming in today and doing this coffee chat with me. It's been fun. I love being able to just sit down and like go over what we've been doing and how everything's been. And this is fun for me because later on down the road, I'll be able to look back and be like, oh, remember that time? And I'll be able to remember exactly what went on because I videoed it here for you guys. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. I can't wait to see you guys again. Have a great weekend. God bless. Bye.